What's up, everybody? This is your review for Basketball Wives, Season 7, Episode 12, Bad Romance is the title. I'm just gonna say we're gonna be here for a little bit when I more or less get to the whole CC Christian dynamic, because there's some shit there and actually some stuff that I can actually use some of my family experience to kind of tell you why I feel the way that I feel about it. But in terms of just talking about certain shit like Jen's situation, whatnot, I'm not finna fucking do it. So if you don't hear it, if you watched it, you know why. So pick up where we left off at the PSA. You got Reggie pulling Tammy away, and then you got Joffrey the giraffe, saying that she got pepper spray. Because y'all know she ain't got hands. Y'all know she don't. So Shawnee and Reggie are talking to Tammy and pretty much telling her she needs this, you don't. Now, on some real shit, I think that was like a scene, like, I don't know if they wanted that included or not, because that's one of those, like, behind the curtain, behind the veil type of conversations. Because in essence, what they were saying is, Jen needs this show. You don't need this show. And the reality is she doesn't need this show. Like, Chammy is on her come up right now. She's getting them checks. And they also say she will call the police. But it's true. It is true. And it's one of those where I see both sides in that aspect. Like, my thing is, like, on some real shit, if I'm finna get at you, I'm gonna get at you. But at the same exact time, yes, we all grown. We should be able to fight with our words, not with our hands. But at the same exact time, I'm petty as fuck. So I'm gonna get you the best way that I know how, which was gonna be in your pocketbook and everything and your credibility. But at the same exact time, calling the police, that really isn't the first thing on my mind because that kills all of my fucking credibility. But I'm just saying, hey, sometimes the petty in me supersedes fucking reputation. I'm just saying. So OG tries to calm Tammy and tell her that it's not worth it. And Tammy's just like, OG, if it was you, what the fuck would you do? And OG like, I would have knocked that bitch's teeth out. She was like, exactly. Pretty much saying, you ain't the one to be trying to give advice. But I do understand OG whole thing is the whole spirit of this event. It should be geared towards that. Now, at the same exact time, I'm not going to sit here and not put some of this blame on Jackie. Is it her fault they went at each other? No. But at the same exact time, this is your event. So you can sit here and moderate. And with the conversation coming up, because we saw it building, she could have easily told them, take that outside. Take that in the back. Take it away from this atmosphere. She could have easily done that. She could have Karen Huger they asked to be like, you know what, you batches out. She could have done that, but she didn't. Then you have Cece, I'm sorry, hold on, what did I say? So Christian, that's what it is. She wants her camera time. So she wants to know why we're doing this at a PSA. You'll sit the fuck down somewhere acting like you ain't never seen this motherfucking show before. And Cece even says to her, like, what she say? You brought her, regulate. And then you got fucking Kristen jumping down her throat like, I didn't bring her. But see, here's the thing. Whether or not she did or didn't bring her, well, she didn't, because Jackie invited her. But the thing is this, you knew she was going to come and have receipts and bring receipts. And you even said that to Malaysia, so you already knew this shit could have gone left. And we all know it was going to go left. So with that being said, you knew this shit was coming up. So yeah, you could have regulated since this is your friend and you're the only one that's on the motherfucking island with her. I'm telling y'all, like, Kristen really pissed me off something heavy this motherfucking episode. And then even towards the end, it was hard for me to even have sympathy for her. But moving the fuck on. So then Cece is in the back with Shawnee. And, she's crying because she doesn't understand, why we're like this. More or less trying to, say as women we shouldn't. And Shawnee's just like, look, some women ain't where you at. But I do kind of feel like Christian was trying to sit here and low-key, it was almost like a classist type of way that she was acting, trying to make it seem as if, some of the other women are a little bit low class or don't have etiquette or less educated. Like, she didn't say that, but that's kind of how that shit was coming off. But okay. Alright. Anyway. So, everybody goes back in. The PSA happens. I'm just going, I mean, I gotta be my petty self, but it looked like the motherfucking shit was done on the fucking phone in fucking portrait mode and not fucking landscape. I'm just saying, maybe that's the look they was going for, but that's what the fuck I saw. And it was dedicated to Malaysia. It was a beautiful thing. Malaysia breaks down. We get Christian. She's steady talking about baby number 2 and is making a big deal over one baby. Now, I say a big deal because I grew up watching some family members' children and on the other hand raising some of my other family members' children. About to say, I think probably the youngest I was is maybe like between 7 and 8 babysitting, taking care of kids and building both that maternal and fraternal instinct inside of myself. And literally there's times where kids have slept over, watching kids while they parents out, throwing their ass in the motherfucking circle because they teenage mom just gonna tell the motherfucking truth here, and having to watch multiple fucking kids. But I was able to fucking do it, and even as a fucking adult dealing with kids, I still know how to fuck to do it. It sounds like I have gone over a friend's house, and I'm over there regulating their motherfucking households, but that's, look. I'm just saying. And I got it. It's going to be different actually living with a child and whatnot, but at the same exact time, I can tell you right now, Kristen does not set any fucking boundaries and whatnot. And the fact that she's so eager to have another child, and she hasn't even gotten this one down. Like, the baby isn't even in the fucking terrible twos. She said 18 months, so the baby ain't in terrible twos, acting like a fucking terrible two. Like, okay, alright. So, she has a nanny coming over. The nanny's from Nolans. And, she's telling her, we're somewhat vegetarian over here. No meat. The baby doesn't drink milk, but the baby drinks pea milk, which I'm assuming she meant peanut milk, which isn't absurd because, we're not even gonna get into the whole, we ain't even gonna do that today. It's understandable, but she gets upset because of how the nanny is acting. But my thing is, so you didn't have an interview with this lady? Y'all didn't sit down and talk before? You didn't sit here and explain all of this shit beforehand? So you just found a motherfucker on Craigslist and just be like, yeah, I'm gonna pick you. Like, again, for her to sit here and try to, indirectly put this classism shit out there, trying to distinguish yourself from the other fucking ladies, you're just as... Anyway, I'm not even gonna fucking do it. And later in the episode, her husband pretty much alludes to the same thing, that they don't need another child. He even said, why don't we wait until she's older so she can be of help? Real talk, I really just think she's trying to sit here and secure the bag, have another child, lock the motherfucker down, and if not, I at least got 2 forms of child support checks coming alongside of alimony. But you ain't heard that from me. You got Evelyn, Shawnee in Malaysia. They meet up, rehash the PSA event, and they say Joffrey didn't speak to anybody when she walks in. Now, maybe it was editing, but from what I saw last week, she actually walked up to the whole group and said, hey to everybody. So, I don't know. Or maybe Malaysia and Shawnee was not standing in that circle when that happened. I don't know. I don't like Joffrey the giraffe, but I'm just saying, like, that was somewhat of a lie. I don't know. So then Evelyn wants to know, well, because they even said that, supposedly she had receipts, but there was really no receipts, all this other stuff. She was like, well, why would she come if there's an issue between, her and you, Shawnee, you, Malaysia, and Tammy? How about, was one, is like the event wasn't catered towards those 3, but at the same exact time, why would she come and start up some shit saying she got receipts when she doesn't actually fucking have receipts? And here's the thing, if motherfuckers talking about you, you don't necessarily have to fucking engage them. Granted, I ain't even gonna throw myself into it, because depending on the time of the day of the week and shit, hey, I might come all the way up out of a motherfucking bag, not the fucking point. What I'm saying is, you don't always have to engage shit. There's a lot of motherfuckers times I hear motherfuckers talking shit, and I just look over like, oh, I must be popular, and I keep it fucking pushing. Especially because a lot of the times motherfuckers will do shit like that. Well, they'll talk about you, and they say it loud enough for you to hear because they want you to therefore come over. I'm not gonna give you that much power and dominion over me, but I'm just saying. And Evelyn also says that she feels that maybe this whole, I guess, outspokenness, this edgy version of Joffrey is due to the fact that she lost her mother and I guess she's navigating this world alone. Which, okay, but we got some behind the scenes tea because I didn't do metabolism tea. Like, I'm really just trying to recharge my batteries and everything, get myself in a good space, my physical health and whatnot. Not for this video, just saying. But we found out via the Jasmine brand that Joffrey didn't even show up to the fucking reunion and didn't tell anybody. And on some real shit, like, I really hope that if Shaunie hasn't done this, she does this now to where either you don't, well, you have to pay them for their work. I would just say have it to where they get paid a portion of what they would have earned, and then they get the remaining portion of their money post-reunion. So, and with all of that, Joffrey Christian is going to look real fucking stupid because you're going to bat for somebody trying to have a motherfucking storyline, and chances are they might not even talk that much about this situation, which is going to make you look fucking stupid. But anyway, so you got Joffrey and hold on, yeah, you got Joffrey and Christian, and they're talking, rehashing, you know, the PSA. And Jarvis like, well, you know, I just didn't want to bring up the receipts then because that wasn't the right place to do it. What? Like, seriously, like, you didn't want to bring up the... You didn't have the fucking receipts, okay? Like, let's be real about this shit. I can't. And one thing that, and the only reason I'm bringing this scene up is to mention that because, again, all she's been doing this whole time is lying. But Joffrey even gets in Christian's face trying to mimic, I guess, Tammy, all up in her face like this. And then Christian did this. I'm just like, was that her trying to say that you got some bad breath? I don't know. But moving on. So you got Byron Scott basketball camp. So that is CeCe's husband. So you have CeCe, Malaysia, Jackie, and OG. CeCe is asked about Christian, and she says, you know what, they're just keeping their distances between each other. OG says at some point you have to talk about it rather than just sweep these things on the road because at some point you're going to explode. Now, with that particular statement, I can understand that because I probably shouldn't say this, but in my family, when I say we, this is not me because I'm not a part of the we, but more or less they tend to sweep a lot of issues on a rug. So things will happen, and rather than confront the person or deal with the matter at hand, even if it's months down the line, they just pretend that it doesn't happen. I think part of it is our grandparents, you know, raised us with this sense that no matter what goes on, we are still family. My thing is this: we related, but we ain't fucking family because family don't do certain shit. And like I said, if I really wanted clicks and views and whatnot, I can unpack all my motherfucking, you know, family, you know, business. But, you know, I try not to involve that because really what's the point? But that does happen more often than not, and it's just like, okay, so we just gonna pretend like certain shit didn't happen. I'm the eyeball out because my thing is like, if there's no resolve, I can't sit here and fuck with you like that. So for me, I'm all for acknowledging the shit my family does not necessarily like to. So I can tell you right now, there's bitterness, issues, and strife amongst a lot of them. And my thing is, I just choose to keep my distance. Like, I don't even like going to fucking family functions. I only go to certain family functions because my mother has to sit here and use her, you know, her psychology, Jedi mind trick my ass to fucking go. And again, I'm going to respect my dukes, and it's one of those where I just do my damnedest not to sit here and go the fuck off, because that's what the fuck I'm known to do, go the fuck off and shit. But I do understand that. So I do understand what OG was saying right there. How CeCe says, you know, this isn't a Christian that she knows maybe Joffrey's rubbing off on her. And Malaysia jumps in to say that Joffrey's rubbing off on her is to, you know, say that she's weak. And that's far from the truth. I disagree a little bit, but okay. But then Malaysia says in her confessional that if you want to be a part of family, you got to back family up. And that kind of goes back to my family a little bit, where it's just like, you know, you kind of have to put up this front and whatnot. You know, it's all about appearances and whatnot. But my thing is, just because we're family, I'm going to say related, that does not mean that I have to back you up in every fucking thing. And there is a lot of other shit. And yeah, they actually do need to talk about some shit. But that whole you got to back up family to be family. Okay. Okay. But I think we've already established that I'm a cold-hearted son of a bitch. So we just gonna move the fuck on. And then we get to the very last thing that I want to talk about, because we've been here too long, but I said we was gonna be here for a minute. Malaysia and Christian. So Malaysia, yeah, and Christian. So CC texted Christian, and it says that Byron doesn't want to do dinner and brunches anymore for his B-Day, Christmas, Father's Day, because no one pays for him except me. Now, Christian says that CC plans events, invites them. When the bill come, Christian wants to at least pay for, you know, their stuff, but CC says, I got it. Now, with the whole father feeling self-entitled, parents are like that. Parents are just like that. And seeing how old Byron appears to be, because I don't know his age, I can equate that to my parents, because you know, my father, though he's passed on, very self-entitled, where it doesn't matter, I'm the daddy, you do this, you do this, a lot of shit. If y'all been on this channel for a while, y'all know that my father and I, we've had our issues. It's like, it's many, but feels that way. And chances are it's probably because I think some of it is also, you know, Byron used to play in the NBA. Now his son is playing in the NBA, so I guess he feels that, okay, well, hey, you my son, you should sit here and flip the bill. There's that. On the other hand, Christian ain't stupid. So if you know that CC does this, it's ways around it. You can easily, you know, heavily insist, no, I'm going to pay for me and my husband's meal. Or you or your husband can walk up and be like, hey, split the tab or split the bill. Here's my card for this. Just go ahead and pay for it and give them whatever. There's ways around this shit. All right, shit. Even me and some of my friends, like, I am inclined a lot of times with those that I'm close to, if we're going out, like, I'll get it. But I got some friends where they beat me to the motherfucking punch, like, you son of a bitch. You know, but it is what it is. So it's like you're not even making forth the attempt. So it's like I'm not putting all of this on Kristen, but if you see that this is a pattern, there's easy ways to sit here and, you know, de-escalate this shit and keep it from continuing on. Now, Malaysia says that she feels that statement should have stayed between CC and Byron, and she must have used it to spark an argument. And I do agree that probably was pillow talk. It probably should have stayed there. And with that being said, if Byron wanted his son to know, Byron should have contacted his son to tell him, hey, this is how I feel. Do I feel that fucking CC is being passive aggressive? Yes, the fuck I do. That's some passive aggressive ass shit, you know. But we've seen that CC is very passive aggressive because she's not the argumentative type from what I see. And I think a lot of it is that's not her personality. Plus, she ain't trying to sit here and fuck up her business, not on camera. Not the fuck on camera. So, and then Christian says, you know, CC brings the fun out of Byron, but the family dynamic is missing. She doesn't know the last time they seen her child. And Malaysia is just like, but don't they stay down the street? And, you know, Christian, you know, CC, Malaysia says it's almost like they kicked you out. And Christian's like, yeah, I feel kicked out. So here's my thing with that. One, I got it. Christian is the daughter-in-law, because she definitely ain't acting like the daughter-in-law, nor is CC really acting like the mother-in-law. But here's the thing. First and foremost, CC got to keep her household to the fuck together. That's one. And it is what it is. Now, if you feel the ways about Byron not seeing his granddaughter, my thing is this. I understand you don't always want to sit here and attack the person that's kind of unloading on you, but my thing is, since y'all family, fair game. Because I would have asked, have you, because Malaysian said you need to kick down the door. No, I would have said, have you extend that olive branch? Because here's the thing, just because you're not getting along with Cece doesn't mean that that should affect Byron having a relationship with his granddaughter. So what steps have you made to keep the floodgates open? So, I mean, I get what's going on, but you can only sit here and play victim. But for so long, especially when you're not sitting here putting forth any fucking effort. And it's crazy because I think some of this could possibly be Christian just trying to have a fucking storyline. I'm not saying this shit isn't happening, because I do feel that some of her feelings are valid. But at the same exact time, she's being very reactive instead of being, proactive. So you get what the fuck you get. But hey, that's all the fuck I got. Like I said, we can sit here and talk about family shit all fucking day long, but I ain't got time. It's fucking 7:02 in the morning. I gotta be at work in less than 2 hours. I gotta try to get a quick workout in, shower, all that good shit. So I'm not gonna edit the video. Y'all, actually, if you get to this part, I've just uploaded the way that it is. So sorry in advance. But one last thing that I do want to talk about, I did watch the Potomac reunion. I'm not gonna review it. I said I was, but I'm not. But one thing that really struck me was at the very end when Karen mentioned her mother passing, and she broke down and had to leave. Because at first I'm saying like this, because the way it was, they were trying to make it seem as if she was using that to deflect, but I really felt her in that moment, because I remember when my father passed, like I said, I was going through my shit. And as long as, because like I said, I didn't go home immediately. I stayed in North Carolina, took care of some business, because like I said, I'm responsible to, coach, lead, mentor, a group of young men and women. So it's like I want to make sure all that shit was straight before I fucking left. And having to go in and explain to him, like, look, I'm finna be gone. This is what it is. And one of them had asked what happened. I'm like, my father passed. And up until me saying it, I was good. I was holding on. But as soon as I said it, and to hear myself say it, it was like I started to tear up and everything. I had to wipe my eyes motherfucker without, because you ain't gonna see me cry. But I understood that, where it's just like, as long as you don't say it or allude to it, you're fine. But as soon as you allude to it, because she was trying to say that she was going through a lot, because I think she lost her father 7 months before that, and 7 days before the reunion, she just buried her father. Mother. So. But yeah, that's it. So I'm done talking. So please rate, comment, subscribe, and share. Tell me how you guys feel about this episode. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow for Love of Hip Hop Hollywood. Peace.